Twitter. Like, I already knows there, and then I'm going to get, like, it's already recommending YouTube. Like, okay, thank you for using all that data you're collecting to somewhat improve my life. Is that too much to ask? Like, all that data you're collecting, actually, is use it to better my life. Like, I mean, you're all going to take it anyway, but shit, make life a little bit easier for me. Oh my God, I cursed on air.
Who are you? Who is this man?
Can we
Who is this
bleep that?
imposter?
Do we have a bleep machine?
We do, but it's out of order. It's been out of order for
Yeah.
about 58 weeks. So
Yeah, this is super broken, actually. You just got to live, brother.
I don't think we've had a beep on this show since Biden was in office. I'll be honest with you. It's been a minute.
We just gave it up. Isn't it ironic that Dirty Mo goes uncensored as soon as we does? I feel like somebody's getting copycatted, and it's not us copycatting them.
I mean, it wouldn't be the
Putting it out
first,
there.
second, or third time a fellow
Just putting it out there.
broadcast has copied us. So.
Broadcast stealing your bits. Talking to you, Jamie Little.
I was talking about podcasts, but anyway.
Oh, I was talking about her on that truck race she announced. No, it wasn't a truck race. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was.
I remember. Okay.
Let's roll. Let's roll the tape.
We're in a very grumpy mood. I think I started it, but I'm gonna.
This is the Mondayest Monday ever, and the race weekend didn't help.
I feel like everyone's just in a little bit of a grumpy mood.
Yeah, because
I'm just glad it's not just me. I would hate to be the one cloud and everyone else is happy, because then I was like, okay, now I got to drag you down to my level. But thankfully, you guys were already there, so like
Wouldn't be the first time.
That makes me feel better. Okay. Anyway, we're good.
Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. We are your hostess with the mostesses. It's Jarrett, it's Art, it's Peyton, it's Madeline, and we are here after Darlington. I'm a rapper. Did you hear that? That was fucking awesome. We're here to give you the weekend recap on the egg-shaped track. Isn't it ironic that they go to Darlington before Easter? You get your first helping of eggs as you proceed to egg hunt.
It's not ironic at all. No.
I feel like Alanis Morissette's really warped our understanding of what irony is. It's interesting. Also, Bristol's lightly egg-shaped. If you look at it high enough above, it's sort of oblong, but no one wants to talk about that.
Like Humpty Dumpty? Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, Peyton. Anywho, the truck race, Corey Haim is inevitable. I feel bad for Corey because like the lawsuit was for the greater good, but it cost him being full time at 2311. But nevertheless, he put some rando in victory lane. I don't know who Frontline is, but they got themselves a dub. Do they do race win diecast for the trucks, or that's just a Xfinity Cup? I mean, O'Reilly Cup thing. Damn it, I got to take.
They do. Yeah,
I was gonna say I've got a Raja race win truck.
I'm gonna have to get that Corey truck. Anywho, Corey Haim goes from ninth to first again, and wins at in Darlington. Did we like the truck race? I'm all confused. All right, this is your fault. Did we like the truck race? You go first, since
first of all, okay, fine, yeah. First
your
of all,
bad mood is rubbing off on the internet. Did you like the truck race?
I mean, not really. Outside of Corey Haim, I'm not gonna lie, not really. I just remember watching this race and just thinking, thank God Raj is out of there. Like, thank God Raj is out of there. I would be so disappointed having to watch him in the trenches with these cast of characters. It was kind of messy, right? Like, I feel like they had like multiple wrecks in the first, I don't know what you can call it, 30 laps or so, and like half of that was under caution. The driver broadcast was nice. I liked seeing those guys in those roles. I kind of wish it wasn't Harvick, just because like he does it every Sunday, so it doesn't feel special. Like, Kevin, I see you do this, whatever it is, 18 weekends a year. I'd like to have Mark Martin, right? He was there, or like somebody like that come in, do the booth with the modern drivers. But anyway, I mean, it still is a cool thing. But overall, it felt like this race was really kind of quiet for the most part up until the end. I know Hocevar was trying to make it exciting. He had a spin late, I want to say, and then I think it was Ross and Corey Heim. I think Corey just had better tires, so it was a nice finish and it was interesting. But I'm just glad Raj isn't in there. That's just my big prevailing thought. Is I'm kind of glad Corey isn't in there every week too. Like he's proven all he needs to prove at this level. But that was just my big takeaway. It's one of those races where this was a race I wish was on when like I was having a party. Like if I had a social life and had friends over, like because it's just like happening in the background and like it's not exciting enough that you have to pay attention, but it's still something that you could pop your head up and be like, oh yeah, hey, Hocevar's doing some things, or oh they wrecked again or whatever. Like, but it's not required watching, which I feel like you would want in a race. But in that scenario, this race would have been perfect. Like this is the kind of background you need to put on if you have people over.
I like that. I like that analogy. Peyton, what'd you think of the truck race?
I really, really wish Jer was here because she is really fiery when it comes to cup drivers going down into the lower series. And it feels like Ross Chastain has been in every lower series race the past 6 months. And he was very strong there on Friday. I thought the race was interesting because you could see once again that talent level. That's one of the things that is fascinating with the various series. You do see the increasing skill level and talent of the drivers. One thing the TV broadcast did do a very good job of explaining was how the younger regular series drivers, they were a lot more careful about running close to that wall because if you tap the right rear on those trucks, you see them, those trucks are super skewed out where you can see the back deck lid. It's all looks like a funky banana or a Peyronie's disease ad. And if they hit that wall, they're going to ruin that aspect and lose a lot of that side force. So you could really see the cup drivers, your Hocevar, your Chastain, really getting close to that wall because they had a lot less to lose. It will make a lot of speed for it. If it wasn't for those two battling, there would have been a lot less interest in that last stage. And thank goodness. I was very upset when Hocevar had another failure while leading. It seemed like someone was dragging, and then also had a tire go down, and really thought it was just going to be Ross Chastain just running away with it. Late caution. Corey Heim on, I believe it was 5-lap fresher tires. Somehow gets done. I tell you, oval racing is so weird where sometimes a lap, like one lap is 30-ish seconds. That can seem like a blink of an eye where it's like, oh, you can't close that gap. Like, oh, you're within a second. You've been catching them, half a second lap. Oh, sorry, you've only got 3 laps left. You're not getting there. And then there are situations like that where he was, I can't remember if it was a green-white checker, but he's like you said, like 8th place and manages in 2 laps to chase down everybody. Past him going, I mean, that's just, the sport's so weird where a 30-second lap all of a sudden seems like an eternity because I looked at my wife and said there's no way he's going to catch up. Son of a gun does it. I mean, he's just that good. Other thing I'll note out is after building some momentum, sort of threw a little bit of a way, but luckily was able to recover, was Lane Riggs. Really, really poor attempt at trying to clear himself. I'm trying to remember who he was trying to clear. It's been so long now, but yeah, you could see the frustration on pit lane. He was doing the Carson Hocevar in the truck, really, really frustrated. It looked like at one point he was crying. I honestly felt really bad for him. So hopefully he cleans it up. Actually recovered pretty well, finished 12th, so not a huge impact on his point standings, but he's still like the title favorite, but want to clean that up. And luckily when you do have an error like that to recover to 12th, you'll take it.
Very good. Madeline, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm trying to think of what even happened in this race before Corey Heim won, other than I just remember turning it on and being like, oh, there's like 5 cup drivers in this race. So one of them's going to win, or Corey Haim's going to win. And then that's exactly what happened. I'm not a big fan of Truck Series, so I'm also going to echo what Arthur said, where I sat there kind of bored the whole time and was like, wow, I'm really glad Raj is not here, so I don't have to pretend to care. Tony Breidinger wasn't in the race, so I didn't have to pretend to care about her finishing 27th. So I just it was the least memorable race for the weekend if I had to like pick a race. Not bad, not great, just kind of like Corey Haim won, so that was good. And that's kind of where I was at with the truck race, to be honest.
It's very fair. Bonte, what are your thoughts on the truck race?
Mid, very, very mid. That's all I can say. It's very, very mid. Besides the finish, no, they call it Corey High Top for a reason, but that was a good way to get the win. Other than that, the race it was mid.
I feel like it's crazy having a truck race go up against March Madness. I think they should have known better, honestly. Like I did the right thing, or I tried to, and I had it on the split screen on the old YouTube TV, but the sound wasn't on the race. The sound was on my bracket and making sure I advanced. And I did.
Yeah,
We'll
and
get
you
to that
lost
soon.
on your bracket because your bracket sucks anyways.
Why didn't
Why
they
are you
just
the way that
double
you are?
head? Why didn't they just double head on Saturday?
It would have made more sense to,
It
honestly. I
would
feel
have.
like do a 2 for the price of 1 admission and just let everybody eat. See all your favorites. You
Yeah,
could have
they
done
done
the
it.
driver thing then.
Because only Atlanta can deliver that much value to the customers and don't want you to have to be forced to camp out in the middle of nowhere for 3 days. Yeah.
There he goes.
Listen,
I want the residents of Darlington or Darlington, South Carolina, to know that was Peyton that said that.
both of them? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll deal with all 6 residents. Actually, hold on. I'll say this. I've spent a lot of time in Darlington. I've been in that track. It's actually a really nice area. It is so strange.
Don't backpedal now. Don't.
No. I'm not backpedaling. I think I've said before on the show. Like, it is one of the weirdest places where you look at that whole town, you can know the history of that place, and you're sort of like, it's probably not a nice history, but it somehow seems pleasant. Like,
Is Darlington the sundown town?
I mean, I don't know, but I imagine. I mean, you can just imagine if you stepped into a time machine 150 years ago, you can just sort of see what that town was like. I mean, listen, the history of that state and that region.
So yes.
Yeah. When they say dripping in history, there's only so much history you can call upon. It wasn't as though there was a great, I don't know, jazz, number of jazz
Dripping
groups down in
history
that
is
area.
crazy.
So
Come on,
Cut you
man.
off there. Dripping history is crazy. We'll just move.
whatever.
Come on, man.
Just move.
All right, bro.
I mean, what do you think the history of that place is going to be? Like, come on.
not in a good way.
Exactly.
Listen,
But the thing is, the place still is
Nope.
charming. It's still charming.
Peyton about to be
Art
at
get his game at this point.
Peyton gonna be at the combine with that kind of backpedal
Absolutely, there we go.
and swivel of the hips right there.
I don't think listen, I've been consistent.
I'd rather be the new starting safety for the Titans. You keep playing. Anyway, moving to Saturday. Just now, Guyer and the Peaches on the Brent car win the O'Reilly's race. More Cup driver malfeasance. ...
Ooh.
I don't know. I was kind of cool with this race. I was more cool with it when Justin Allgaier stole the lead. Back because Christopher Bell kind of had a fast car, and always Kyle Larson in the 88 also did as well. And I really didn't want either the two of them to win because I feel like that would have ruined my Saturday outside of March Madness. But yeah, we'll flip the script. Bonte, go first. Did you enjoy the O'Reilly's race?
Better than Friday's race for sure. Glad Bell Larson didn't win because Allgaier had a bad fast car that whole weekend. But that's it. It was all right.
I like that. Short and sweet. Art. O'Reilly's race.
So I will carry the banner for Jared this week and say that after seeing this race, I'm fully now team anti-bushwhacking. Like I know I just came here last week and said like I'm kind of in favor, kind of against it, but I'm just kind of over it after this. Like, I just got so tired of seeing Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell running around. And, I saw some tweets talking about, NFL players don't go back down to college. Major League Baseball players don't go down to AAA. And I was like, you know what? You people have a good argument. I don't have a counterpoint for this. And I'm sick of what I'm watching on TV. So I'm kind of on that. I'm on that team now. Like, I fully support it because I did not enjoy that for a lot of the race. It did feel like, to what Jarrett mentioned, it felt like poetic justice that Allgaier, the long time, full time regular, still steals the win at the end. Like, that felt really nice. Outside of those three, there really wasn't much to talk about. Austin Hill had another tough week. He seems to be a major character. Peyton is blowing air out because he got caught up in a pretty nasty wreck, and I'm not ready to say he's in a free fall because I feel like that's a bit too harsh right now. But I feel like if he's another bad week next week, it might be free fall territory. That's not to say he can't recover, but
Good.
he's just having a rough time of it. And then the last thing that I just want to touch on really quickly because this is Xfinity time, and I was gonna say this for Lights Too Bright, but I'm gonna say it now. I am very disappointed with JRM this week. I am very disappointed with them. RFK did a great job with the Biffle numbers and the throwback schemes and everything. There was not one scheme, decal, mention of Arnett on any of those JRM cars. And it just kind of seems like they give not at all mention. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they did some in Daytona. But, this is a guy that's been very associated with I think of your race team when I think of this man who passed away over the offseason. And they didn't say dick about him. And just feels like that's kind of shady. I don't know about the whole sponsors and, the marketing and whatever. But I feel like you could at least... They put a Sam Bass sticker on a car like 2 weeks ago. You could put a sticker for one of your drivers for the whole season. I just feel like that would be a fair tribute, the bare minimum, I guess. And that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I love JRM. They're my favorite, Xfinity team, and they normally are spot on with everything. But that bothered me a lot. So I'd like them to acknowledge this guy a little bit more as the season goes on.
I was go on before let y'all finish. I was wondering too because they could at least have a throwback of his first win back in Daytona. That would have been pretty cool, but it's what it is.
Madeline.
I mean, I enjoyed this race. I always enjoy the O'Reilly races more than the truck races. I'm going to continue to beat the dead horse that I'm getting really tired of turning on the O'Reilly race and just seeing a Cup driver in the 88 car, or is it the 9? The 9's the other one that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 9 just constantly, I turned on my TV and it was Larson and Bell, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm just watching Kyle Larson go beat 19 and 20-year-olds again. That's fun. When Raja could be in the 88, or they could have done anything else with that 88. You couldn't find a sponsor for a full-time ride for somebody. We have to have the Hendrick Motorsports drivers just taking up that seat all year long when he's not in it. But I mean, I love Justin Allgaier. I'm happy he won. His kids were adorable. It was an enjoyable race. Nothing horrific happened. Kyle Larson didn't win. All in all, a good weekend.
You know what's crazy? Ross Chastain was in the 9 car. Raj couldn't have driven that. If you had the 88 sold, he could have been in that. What's going on?
Or they could have a fucking second car for the 17.
Shit crazy.
Not all right. But get Corey Day a whole full-time ride, I guess.
Peyton.
Man, I love nothing more than Kyle Larson leading 107 of 150 or however many laps. Jesus, that was pretty brutal. I mean, yeah, guy's fast in fast car. Really, really glad that he had a slow pit stop and that at least put something in there to mix it up. A lot of guys who are starting to show good consistency. Sheldon Creed once again, getting a nice day out of it. Didn't have to kill anyone this time to do it. Sammy Smith had a nice bounce back. And yeah, I'll tell you what, if you ever hear me, and whether it's your personal life, your sports life, your career, if you see me and I look you in the eye, I say, hey, I think you've got real potential and I'm supporting you, just know that you're screwed. Everything's going to go bad for you, because that's what I did. I went ahead and went after the most unlikable guy in the sport. I go to him and I say, listen, Austin, I believe in you. I like the way you race. You're real angry. You like to fight people who don't know that they're fighting. I like that, man. That's great. People love a bully. Trust me, people love bullies. And what does he do? He just comes out and just makes me look a fool. So now I got to be the guy who's supporting I got to support the unlikable guy who's also now slower. So anywho, if you ever see me tell you that I think you're doing a good job, just know that you're screwed. You're just look the other way.
This is telling me that I am destined for nothing but success, because you never compliment me.
I came so close to
I
sending you a text
am
message after. No.
up.
I came so close. I was listening to us a couple weeks ago while I was out running. I was like, man, I tell you what, everyone does a great job, but Arthur, he always makes fun. I almost text him and say, man, you're doing a great job. I was like, you know what? I actually don't care enough. So you dodged a bullet.
I'm about to go buy a lotto ticket tonight. I'm about to go to
Yeah,
that
you
corner
should.
store and just put 5 on it right now.
Oh, you're doing a great job, though. Everyone believes in you.
Yeah, like in my old man yells at cloud moment is night truck race, day into night, O'Reilly's race, and then a damn daylight cup race. Damn it, it was hot.
Yeah.
Anywho, at this point, 2311 is inevitable. Tyler Reddick is inevitable. I was wrong yesterday, but I'm gonna fix it tonight. 4 out of the last 6 races have been won by the 45 and 2311, and all of the talking heads think that Toyota's cheating. Michael Jordan paid NASCAR to win all these races, and Bubba's going to get replaced by Corey Haim next year. It's crazy. But yeah, Tyler Reddick wins in Darlington. Xfinity gets their first win. Sadly on the 45, not on the 23, but we'll get to that later. I kind of liked this race. Like, it took me a little while to, like, I was feeling it stage 1, then some shenanigans happened, and then stage 2, driver got wrecked, and I was like, oh, well, fuck this. I went outside and cooked dinner. And then I came back and I saw Tyler hauling ass. I was like, well, let me sit here last 40 laps and see if he pulls it off, and he did. So this wasn't a nap race for me, but I definitely stopped giving a fuck after the 23 got wrecked.
Oh yeah, same well.
Toyota has won. I'll make sure, since nobody took advantage of media this weekend. It was said in the media center that Toyota wants everybody to know that they're the first OEM to win the first 5 out of 6 races since 2007, where Chevrolet did it. Damn.
Yep. Jimmy and
to that point, Chevrolet still hasn't won yet. More stats behind Reddick's win. He joins Dale Earnhardt at 87 and Bill Elliott at 92 as the only drivers to win 4 races in the first 6 races of a season. He becomes the first driver to win 3 races from pole within the first 6 races of a season. Damn.
Wow.
Belt to ass. Madeline, how do you feel about Tyler Reddick's dominance? I asked you first because your tweet had me in fucking tears.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was satire until it was too late, but I had to take my glasses off. I was crying so hard.
I posted the meet when they responded. That was
fucking
hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
No, right.
I made the mistake of assuming everybody knew the exact tweet I was referencing about Josh Allen when I made that tweet.
We old.
It was a meme.
I definitely get the reference when you had made that tweet. I'm like, oh my lord.
And then I was just sitting in my room and I saw that 2311 responded to it, and I was like, I can't do this right now. Turned notifications off. Haven't looked at it since. But I mean, I like Tyler Reddick. I need to say that here. I don't have any issues with Tyler Reddick. He seems like a great man. He seems
You better
like a
be
very
careful,
polite
man. There's people out there on Twitter that if they catch a hint of you,
I know 5
not
people
being
by
a
hand.
fan
I
of
can count on
Tyler
my hands
Reddick.
that know
Right.
they coming for us.
Listen, the 2 fan bases you can't talk bad about the 45 and the 48, boy. They be outside your house, torch in hand.
Baby, ready.
Ready.
Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
Would I have enjoyed maybe Ryan Blaney winning this weekend more than Tyler Reddick? Yes, but I'm happy for him. It was. I will confess I fell asleep at one point during the race. Woke up to text from everybody being like, "Oh, this is hell," and I found out Ryan Blaney's pit crew is doing Ryan Blaney's pit crew things. Bubba had been involved in a wreck accident. I still don't think I've even watched it all the way through because the broadcast didn't show it back because I'd fallen asleep. Then Tyler Reddick won. I mean, it was a good race. What I watched of it was fine. Not the most exciting race when they spent all weekend kind of hyping up that it was going to be like super chaotic and crazy. And then it was just kind of an average race. And then Tyler Reddick won again. And my dad texted me and said they may as well just give him the championship now. So there's that. But it was a good race. I'm setting the record straight that I don't have any issues against Tyler Reddick. I'm not saying fuck you, Tyler Reddick. I'm just being funny, and I want everybody to stop liking the tweet now.
It was a funny tweet. Like, funny.
It was funny as shit.
It really was.
Very good. Vontae, you go.
Stage 1 was cool. Bubba was up there. Stage 2. Nope. All he wrecked. Back on the game. But I checked my phone and see Brad was pretty much dominating until Tyler came through and said, "Nah, that's mine." And he took that shit. What's up with Chase Briscoe? What did Chase Briscoe end up wrecking Riley Hurts?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What the hell are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Riley, yeah, shout out to Riley because he qualified 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Riley was putting in work until it wasn't, but it was decent, not the best, but decent. Happy for Tyler Reddick. That man is a wheelman. That dude was a wheelman. That literally the fastest car out this whole weekend. But yeah.
He wasn't the fastest car if he didn't get the point for setting the fastest lap. I'll
Talk
stand
to
on
him.
that.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. What did you think about
What
the
could have
cover
been?
race?
What could have been, man?
Listen, the agenda may have taken
It made
a
sense, damn
solid. Listen, the agenda may have taken a solid kick to the shin, but we're still standing. We're still standing. The agenda maintains. You hold through the storm. The agenda maintains because the agenda is down bad right now. So a couple things. I think a couple things when it comes to this race. The first thing, I think this race, for me personally, it is a victim of a word I've used on here, I think earlier this season, and it is expectations. I came into this race being warned left, right, and center about how crazy it was, how unpredictable it was, how it was going to be the wacky racing, and no one knows what's going to happen. And then we go out there, and it's pretty similar to a lot of Darlington races. Like we can all be fair and honest and say it was similar to a lot of next gen Darlington races. That makes it, to me, an average race. Not a bad race, but an average race. Did the horsepower matter? Yes, absolutely. Were there moves that could be made to drive up to the back of someone that you couldn't make with the less horsepower? Yes, but it was not the calamity corner chaos that I was promised and hoped for. And I think about you every time my sweet, sweet Bristol spring race where the tires all blew up.
Took from us.
That's that race is the girl that you meet in the airport and then like you don't get their number and then they just go to their gate and like you never see them again. Like that is the misconnection.
See, you don't have to worry about that in modern times because you'll be in the line together for about 3 days. With the,
You're ready to get married by the time you get the TSA. Yeah, I'll say a couple of things. I'll try to keep it brief. RFK really seems to have figured this place out like 2311, which is kind of cool to see. Right? It kind of gives me this isn't a team that sucks, but they're clearly not a big three team. But it kind of reminds me a little bit of those 90s, 2000s era where like one team would just like figure out one track and they'd always be good there. no matter what. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So that was cool to see. Shout out to Riley, right? He was really solid and actually had some pretty good pace for a while there. So I really liked seeing that. Like, I'm not as out on Riley as I think a lot of 2311 fans are. Like, is he going to be a superstar 6-race winner? Probably not. But can he be like a steady hand as a fourth car, bring in some money and try to keep the the wheels up on it? I feel like he can be that and get a couple top fives. I think we were a little too quick as a group to, and not saying this room, but as a fandom to be ready to toss him out. Is he as good as Corey Haim? No, but that's not the question. And then lastly, when it comes to the race, I mean, this was, again, Reddick was the main character, right? Like, we talked about this with, like, Denny at Phoenix. Like, he was just the main character. Lap 1 or 2, the battery's dying, and you still have the best car by a mile. They have the hood up, and then they come back, and they still win. And it was pretty convincing. Like, it wasn't really close. Like, it was going to take blowing a tire and smacking the wall for them to get knocked out. So this is becoming a pattern of both cars unloading really fast and the 45 being really good. And last 2 points I'll make. So I'm getting ready to move again, and I was packing up my diecast on Sunday before the race, and I was like, I've got all of Bubba's wins. I've got a couple Tyler wins in the 45. I've got Kurt Busch's 45. And I thought, maybe I should make a case with just 2311 wins and just do them in order. But at this clip, I don't think I can afford that. I'll be honest with you, dog. I don't think I can keep up with that. Like, we're already up to 4. Like, I don't think I've kind of scrapped that idea after Sunday's race. And the last thing, just because we are nothing if not detail oriented on the show, I just have to point out that I was told after 2 weeks into the season by some people on this show that Tyler Reddick was not going to get 2 more wins. I asked the specific question, was he going to get 2 more wins? And I was told by certain individuals who will remain nameless that he would not do it. And I said he would, and he said, "You know what? Say less, Arthur. I'm a fucking prove you right, dog." And you know what, Tyler Reddick, I appreciate you. You're a real one for that.
I was gonna bring that up. I was like, damn,
I ain't forget.
Art really did say that. And
said
here I
he gonna
am.
get at
I'm
least-
glad we didn't put any monetary influence behind that.
Listen, I learned that I cannot give you any opportunity to wager anything of financial value on the show because you will take it. And
every time.
I knew at week 2 that was easy money. And as your friend, I can't do that to you. I can't take advantage of your degenerate habits like that. So anyway, all that to say, I did, last thing, and now I'll shut up, but I also was very much looking forward to the 23 having a good day. I think they were a second, maybe third place car, realistically. The 6 was really good, but I don't think they were I don't think, unless there's a restart and craziness, they weren't going to pass the 45. After Denny, once again, ruining one of Bubba's weekends. I haven't forgot about Kansas, you bum. I did have a protest nap after stage 2. I ain't gonna lie to you. I missed all of stage 3. I was just like, this ain't for me no more. I'm out. I just fell asleep. And it was strictly.
Hell no, we won't go.
You're not getting my attention for this next hour. I woke up. It was all over. The rubber been burned off. The flag been taken. Like, it was all over. I said, all right, cool. Good for you, Tyler. So that's in protest of the agenda. Hopefully we won't have to resort to such measures anymore this weekend. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the race.
All right, I'm gonna cue up Peyton. This is how I'm gonna cue him up. All right, so Peyton's driver got a top 5 and Hendrick equipment, and the Hendrick drivers ain't do shit. How does that make you feel, Peyton?
That's a beautiful thing. It makes you wonder, whether they've got the right drivers in those cars over at Hendrick. Maybe they need help of a taller gentleman who really knows how to make people upset the right way, and that's Carson Hocebar. And
you got Sabrina Carpenter too.
I don't know who that is.
Or if you don't,
all right, bro.
Sorry, I don't really listen, man. I watch.
Old man.
Peyton said, "I have a job. I don't
have a job.
Y'all got me watching 3 NASCAR series. You think I got time for pop culture?
Hey,
I feel you on that page. I ain't go.
Last Sabrina I know was the Teenage Witch, and that was watched about 3 episodes of that show. Look it up.
That's a bar right there, actually. That's
No,
a
that's
bar.
not. That's
Fair
good.
That's the
enough.
bar.
So I'm not going to say it's an issue with this race. Art mentioned, I think a lot of other folks here mentioned it. We had a lot of expectation going into this race that it was going to be something we've never seen before. If you told me that, hey, this was the same package, everything was the same from last year, I would have believed you. For the spectator watching on TV, it looked largely the same. Still difficult to pass. The drivers last year were having to struggle and maintain. I mean, the fall off was still there. And that's okay. The race was still good. What was most fascinating was seeing the teams learn and use the strategy. So you look at stage 1. All right. Tyler Reddick waited pretty much the latest to go and make that pit stop. And the 6-car Brad Keselowski went really early. And so where you had Bubba Wallace running, I believe, second or third. I believe it was second before the pit cycle. He pitched pretty much in between the two. Brad Keselowski pretty much jumps him. I think there was a 1 lap difference in that stage 1 where Brad Keselowski pit before Bubba Wallace. He ended up netting about a 4-second lead off of that, actually about a 5-second lead, because Brad Keselowski was about a second behind Bubba Wallace before he stopped. He came out, and when I checked, maybe about 5 or 10 laps later, he was 4 seconds up. So that was essentially a 5-second net gain by stopping 1 lap earlier. Bubba was not able to create much of separation there because he had 1 lap fresher tires. And I guess when you get in dirty air, it just gets a little bit tougher. They put Tyler Reddick on there. I believe they pitted him maybe like 6 or 8 laps after the rest of them. And I thought there's not going to be any way. Little fella does all the way up to second place. And you can see that sort of seed was playing like, okay, there might be something there to that. The game of track position versus, fresh stuff. And once I saw in that third stage that Tyler Reddick, they were going to go ahead and do it again. I believe it even got mentioned in the group chat. He's going to be through this. He's going to be able to get through the field. And I said, yeah, easily. Well, 12 laps to go. In the next 12 laps, he's going to get up there. Just brutalized him. And that was one of the most interesting things, was seeing how you could utilize that pitch strategy to make things happen. Carson Hocevar used it to great success, passed about 6 billion cars in that last stage. So that was fascinating. The drivers, the feedback you're hearing is that it was tougher and it felt like you could pass and fall a little bit easier, but it was still really tough. Yeah, like Art said, I think you're going to have a lot of folks who were expecting that Bristol race from like 2 years ago. As someone who was at that race, I don't want another one of those because the cars were going absurdly slow that it was almost frustrating to see. And it was just way too much to try to understand and comprehend. When it happened, in the last fall race at Bristol, that was a bit better because you could tell they're having a cording issue and they were really having to slow down and they would have catastrophic sort of tire cording. A little bit easier. So we're working in the right direction. And I think overall what we saw on Sunday was quite good. Other highlights, those RFK cars looked good. It really was nice to see all 3 of those cars at one phase just stacked all together, to see them right next to each other, especially with the biffle paint schemes. That was special. And for some reason, I find Brad Keselowski still very likable. He says a lot of stuff I don't quite understand or agree with, and I don't think anyone. Anywho, but he still comes off extremely likable, and he is someone who truly loves the sport. So, yeah, was glad to see him produce a very good finish. And yeah, Art, pro tip: what you need to do is you need to cook. Every Sunday race, man, I'm cooking. So yesterday it was ribs and snickerdoodle cookies. That keeps you busy. So when Bo Wallace went out, it's like, all right, let's go ahead and get these cookies rolling. I went ahead and back up to the grill, made sure that you still got the race on. Listen, I'm taking in the race. I've got on my phone to the Fox broadcast. I got this big screen TV on the HBO feed watching Bubba 5 laps down. you've got multiple angles to chase the action, and you can sort of jump in and out. So I recommend that. So that way your whole Sunday isn't ruined. Just cook for 4 hours on Sunday.
No, you don't
And,
understand. I love a good nap. I have a napping position on my couch that I get into. It's like clockwork. Anyone who's been at my house and has seen me take a nap, they know exactly what it looks like. And I just get the pillow, I pull the blanket up, and it's like boom, the switch is flipped. I'm out. I'll see you later. I was coming out ahead.
There you go. I'm just saying everyone needs, just in case it gets a
I
little
hear
long,
you.
there's nothing wrong with a second
Gotta
stage
cook.
nap. That was a tradition until I decided to start making bigger or more interesting meals on Sunday. So I just want to make sure you've got plenty of options where you're just not taking these naps out of protest and you're going to sleep angry because there are going to be some cloudy days. But magically, Bubba Wall is still third in points, man. Those stage points are doing a heavy lifting, but really, really hate that was the bad race. Like, why couldn't it have been at Sonoma where, hey, like P20 would have been an acceptable day? Why did it have to be at the track where he probably had a 5th place car?
He's gotten a top 10 at Sonoma once before.
No, yeah.
No, he didn't.
What was
No,
that race with Mike's first race there?
That was a 17.
Did he finish top 10?
That was a 17, and he needed to fight.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He
No.
got a top 10
It
at
was
Watkins Glen. That's
Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
he do at Sonoma? It was
Uh,
on the
P17.
13th. I remember this.
It was a good finish.
13th. This is the first year with that team. So 13,
It was on
because
the
he
documentary.
bounced back from 2 laps down in the race.
Yeah, there it is.
22
See, I
was
right.
low engine. 23, I don't remember what happened.
He finished in 14th in 2021. He finished 17th in 2023. Those are the only finishes that are above 20th. So he got stage points last year. I mean, you could say that, but he finished 26.
Are we we'll just move. I don't even care. Before we get to Lights Too Bright, I just want to give a moment of recognition to Fox Sports. Everybody complains about the race being on FS1. FS1 gives me 4K NASCAR. Thank you, Fox. Appreciate you.
Fox, you suck. Anyways,
This is why you don't come. You don't know how to act.
brother,
It's-
that's not my fault that Fox broadcast is not good.
It is your fault that you don't have any couth, though. That is your fault.
Uncouth. There it is. I was waiting
Uncouth.
for a chance to throw that in. I was waiting for
All
my
right.
opportunity.
Lights Too Bright.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the lights were too bright.
You.
Okay. How's his name go? Is it James Dennis Allen Hammond or James Allen Dennis Hamlin? Whomever,
You said it right.
whatever. Denny, brother, my brother in Christ. Come here, come closer. You got to cut this out, man. That's twice in 6 months. You got to cut this out, man. Like I appreciate you and the lawsuit and the money and everything, and you were forming the Avengers at 2311, but you got to calm down, brother. It's stage 2. Y'all just pitted. Why you hit that man like that? And then he had the gall to go on his show. He'd be like, "What? I didn't do that. I don't know how Bubba wrecked."
Really?
I know you.
And his car got better. That's
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
That's
worst
what makes
part,
it. That's
yeah.
what
And
makes
it is
it worse. He got
it
a
is crazy
faster car.
It is crazy
Both of them
because
did actually.
Jones and Denny didn't even barely have damage, and then Bubba got the worst of it. I'm like, all right, bro.
And then Bubba's teammate runs into the 17 at 7,000 miles an hour, and his car's still fine.
Oh,
He
and
wins
then
the race.
here's the worst part. Denny, Denny gonna blame Jones for this. Like, brother, you ran and you literally bump him.
I don't believe
That's
it.
That's the biggest thing I
you
don't like
doing?
about Denny. It's
Accountability.
like
What did- say
I
your
just
quote-
He
say your accountability
refused
quote.
to take
All
it.
right.
it would just be so fine if he was just like, "Hey, look, I misjudged it. It's not like we got brake lights back here. Like I just misjudged it. He was going slower than I expected. I ran into him. Obviously, I wasn't trying to dump him. Like it's so easy. No one thinks. Pro tip for the kids. I feel like every week I'm doing this now. Pro tip for the kids listening out there. No one thinks less of you if you admit you made a mistake. In fact, I think more of you because you had the guts to own up to it. Like I respect you more for it. But it's always, shrugging your shoulders. Did I do that? Like, that really annoys me. He did the same thing with Kansas. And it's like, hey, look, I know you're trying to win, but like, you could admit that you made a mistake. Like, every single driver in the history of any motorsport ever has made a mistake. Like, it's okay to admit that, but he just refuses to. I don't understand why. And especially when it comes to Bubba, he got blinders on when it comes to Bubba.
Care.
No,
Don't care, bro. Light's too bright. Damn it. Cut it out. Madeline, you look like you're paying attention. Who's your light's too bright?
I was like stuck between two lights too brights this week because
give them both.
Okay. Well, I'm getting awful tired of Chase Elliott just doing absolutely fucking nothing all race long. I'm a Chase Elliott fan. I'm going to preface that before people get mad at me. But oh my God, he just doesn't do anything. And they'll cut to the camera, camera will cut to him, and it's just him just like letting Ryan just like drive right past him. No attempt to fight, no attempt to block. He's just there, and I get it. It's not his track. He did the car had issues, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's every week. It's every single week. I'm just watching Chase Elliott either luck his way into like winning, not luck, late, whatever, or just not doing anything. And somehow we're still like fourth in points. And I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I want him to do anything. I just like want to anything. I don't even care if he wrecks somebody. I'd actually prefer it if he started wrecking people. Anything. But this.
Bars.
Hey, Madeline, quick question, because I know where your second one's going. Since you're the closest thing we have to a Chase Elliott fan being an actual Chase Elliott fan here, what are your thoughts on Alan Gustafson? Do you want him to stay or go? Because we've had mixed opinions on this show.
Ain't no fucking mixed feelings. I said it with my chest.
I think at a certain point, Chase clearly does not want him gone. But at what point do you just kind of make the decision that something is not working in that team and has not been working in that team for a long time, and that he maybe needs somebody who's a little bit more like willing to push him? Because clearly nobody's pushing him to do anything. They're just kind of letting.
What you're saying is Alan Gustafson is like Booty Barker.
That's what I was about to say.
You need to get him at the dike.
Yeah.
I don't like that Chase fans blame everything on Alan, because they either all love Alan, like he's a god, and they have like their little fan Twitter accounts about him, and they're weird about him.
What the fuck?
You guys haven't seen the.
I don't want to see that side. I don't want to.
They're either like he should be fired and thrown off a cliff and never be heard from again, or like he's the greatest thing to ever happen ever, and you guys are evil for thinking he should be fired. And I just think it should be a conversation at least.
That's crazy. Everybody needs performance reviews at work. It seems like NASCAR people get away with not having performance reviews. You got to pull up. Who's your second lights too bright?
The 12 crew. I love getting to watch Ryan like fight his way through the pack and like be good at driving a race car, but I don't think he should have to deal with it, because I'm tired of his picker just not doing their fucking job. Your job is to change a tire, change the fucking tire.
Hey, the worst pit crew this whole season. 33rd.
33rd out of 36.
33rd.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He drives for Penske. Do they not have the money to hire?
It makes no sense. Hire 33rd. Motherfucker drive a Penske. You got one Phoenix. How do y'all manage to fuck up this badly this whole someday? Like, come on, y'all gotta get better at that.
I mean, Penske did the craziest thing and did everybody change crew chiefs like in the middle of the season. It was like, you go there, and fuck you. You leave. It's crazy.
It's becoming so normal. I heard them play his radio after they messed up his pit stop, and he was just like monotone, not screaming, not yelling, not being Ryan Blaney. That's for sure. If Ryan Blaney got on the radio and was just like monotone to me about how I need to do better, I would consider myself fired, probably. He's given up. He doesn't even care anymore. He had to drive into Austin's pit box. This is ridiculous. That was my other lights too bright.
It's fair. And then it's not really like a light's too bright, but I'll give this a praise and I'll let Peyton go because it just came to my head. Thank you, Darrell Wallace, for coming on. Darrell Waltrip, I'm sorry. Thank you, Darrell Waltrip, for coming on the broadcast and not having to be yuckity yuck and giving insight to the car and the downforce and all the changes that were made as to why people were having difficulty driving the race. I really appreciate him being able to speak his truth of intelligence and not have to cosplay a jackass. Good on you, Darrell Waltrip. Peyton, who's your lights too bright?
I've got two. Well, it's actually several. But whoever set up the 22 car, whoa.
Go to the guillotine, brother. You're cooked. You're fired.
The gulag. Take it to the gulag.
Man. 290 laps completed in a 293 lap race. His car wasn't damaged. I mean, it might have been defective. Like, that's one, like, I tell you what, I'd send that one back to the dealership. Man, like, they're going to come out and find out, like, oh my gosh, you know why it was wrong? We put the wrong tires on the wrong corners, guys. That, like, holy smokes. Man, they were super, super slow. And that I've not seen a stinker like that since, I believe it was the Bristol night race 2020, whatever the last season was for Kevin Harvick. I believe that was 2023, where they just missed the mark. And I was just cracking jokes, like, because it was Kevin Harvick, the number 4 ever. And I put Kevin Harvick minus 4L ever, because he was 4 laps down by the second stage. Yeah. Whatever notes they took from that, they need to just go ahead and just not even just delete that particular file. They need to go ahead and delete that whole disk drive. Just remove it, destroy that hard drive, give that hard drive to Chris Gabehart, let him read off them notes and move on from there because, man, they whiffed real bad. My other light's too bright goes to Texas A&M, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and most of all, University of Florida. All of them SEC teams lost, and Florida is the most hilarious because you were the number 1 seed. And I'll tell you what, as a Tennessee
defending
fan,
national championships.
I mean, as a Tennessee fan, like I don't like Florida, man. It's like, ugh. So it warmed my heart to see them boys lose. So lights too bright. I need to practice more.
Ponte.
Lights too bright goes for this week. It's a 23 team. Pit crew has been don't get me wrong. This pit crew has been fantastic this season so far. Hell, last season too, one of the best. Why? Just come on. Like, how did you? That is not. It don't understand me. Like, you should have made sure the top of the tire was actually in there. Because if that one happened, Bubba would not have that crash between Jones and Hamlin. He'll probably be in the top 5. Hell, top 3 actually. We got to get better at that. Like, we cannot let that happen because that whole situation cost Bubba a top 5 or top 3. But yeah.
See, that's where I have a differing opinion. And I'm glad. Thank you for bringing that up because I have a counterpoint. There were only 20 cars on the lead lap, and when the time he got wrecked, he was already up to 14th, like 5 laps after the restart.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna put that on the pit crew. Like, I think the wheel was tight and he got nervous, which I would too if you have a fast car. But just at the point of the race when all that happened, the race wasn't over. Tyler literally came down pit road, started at the end of the racetrack with a new battery, and passed, and everybody won the race. I'm not accepting that. I put the blame on Denny. Where it goes. That's not the picture.
That's fair. But here's my thing, though. Did I have plenty of time to fix the toe link? Or
yes. No, they had time. So change your lights to bright to Charles Knight because it's his fault.
Can I put on both?
Sure, I'll allow
Okay.
that.
Okay,
In the
that's
essence
fair.
of time, you get to do both.
And normally Charlie Knight has been cooking. This been a mistake. It's fine, but yeah, I got to give you lights of price for this week. But he for sure is going to cook in Martinsville. I'm not worried about that.
At this rate, I just want some free chicken tenders, and they fucked up the first weekend of that. Who's your
Yeah.
lights too bright?
Denny really playing with your lunch, your money.
I'm telling you, dog, I can't have nothing in this house. It's crazy.
I said my lights too bright kind of earlier with JRM not giving any kind of tribute to one of their drivers who passed away. I'll give a flip side. I'll give a Sonny's to Bubba Wallace. He tweeted out a couple weeks ago about sponsoring Brad Perez at Martinsville for the O'Reilly race. Put his money where his mouth is. His Live to Be Different Foundation is on the hood of Brad's car this weekend. So I just think that's cool. The fact that he actually followed through, because you always, you see or hear about people doing things, and the fact that he actually followed through it and gave him the cash to, at least a big chunk of what was needed for him to be able to run this race. Hopefully that leads to good things for him. I think if you don't like Brad Perez, it's a you problem. It's not anything he did at this point. So I just think that was really cool. So some Sonny's to Bubba. A lot of people up here be bad mouthing him on Twitter, but your faves never could. I don't see.
Never could.
I don't see the 5. I don't see the 9. I don't see any of these other guys out there trying to help out young drivers. So Sonny's for Bubba.
Checks. Ain't right, no checks. I know what I was going to do. So just to give a recap, I appreciate all of you who are participating in our March Madness tournament. I'm going to give you a top 5 update because everybody's bracket got bombed. You know what I'm talking about? So top 5s, well, tied for first, which doesn't really count because this dude's going to lose because he had Florida as his national champion. Natello and Cornwelly, they're tied for first. And then there's 3 people tied for third. EG10, Dedge Season, and Jer. That's your top 5 people. So Jer is really trying out here going back to back. I didn't think she had it in her, but this is crazy. Moving on to we'll give the Martinsville tickets away. Ethan Twitter handle is EthanD8411. Congratulations, you are going to Martinsville, courtesy of Victory Lane Vibes. We will be reaching out to you shortly to slide you those tickets for you to enjoy yourself at the clip. Other than that, I don't feel like forcing 30 minutes of content, so we're just gonna wrap this up right here.
Hold up a second. I got something to say. It's not what we had talked about, but it's a little nugget we talked about off air. Hendrick Motorsports is up to something. I don't know what they're up to, but they're up to something. And the reason I say that is obviously I've talked about it here before. I live in the greater Charlotte area. So I get, news articles pushed through to me from like smaller, like the local paper or whatever, basically. And one headline that came across my feed, my timeline, whatever you want to call it, the headline, major NASCAR team could extend campus further into Mecklenburg County. And Hendrick Motorsports has recently filed documents to try to rezone 23 acres of land that is right next to their current campus. Now, their current campus is pretty big. I don't know if any of y'all have been there or like if our listeners have been there, but it ain't no mom and pop shop, right? Let's put it that way. There's a reason they're one of the best teams. Like they got plenty of space. So I'm very curious to wonder, what do you need 23 acres of land for? Maybe some O'Reilly team expansion. Maybe I don't know. They up to something. So I just want to put that out there.
That's a lot of land.
That's a lot of land. And I haven't seen anyone else mention this, but like, you don't start filing paperwork just for the hell of it. So
they're going to build a test track. 23 acres. That's a lot of land.
Where is Where is JR Motorsports? Are they at the Hendrick building or?
No, they're separate.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're. I don't know the distance offhand, but they're not down the street. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I didn't think they were, but I'm not the most intelligent person on earth. I don't know, man. So that is a lot. That is a lot of land. You think they're something not in NASCAR? I don't know.
Maybe they're jealous of airspeed.
I don't, brother. I don't know about that.
Maybe they want their own Taj Mahal. I shouldn't say that. Does anybody else have anything else for the greater good this episode? I don't think so. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here.
Man.
Like, comment, subscribe, tell your mammies, tell your
Golly,
Grammys.
boy. You really just took the fucking air out of the room on that one, boy.
There's Jared for you.
Golly.
Oh man.
That is
Call
Jared
it,
for you.
please.
Oh god, I'm so weak.
End the fight.
Someone plays music.
We will see y'all after Martinsville. Tracks are off again. We're gonna have to talk about this. How you come back after a month and race one time and then you off again and not coming back until after Easter?
Listen, we only get 80 minutes, so you're going to talk to yourself because we done had this discussion. We're not going to do this again.
I'm sorry. I'm at 61. I got time to filibuster. Anywho, thank y'all. Play the music. See you next week. Good games.